everybody, AAA here, and today I am reacting to something a bit differently. Now, a couple of days ago, at least a couple of days ago from the time of this recording, there was some information released that something major was going to release for the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie that will show this April on HBO Max. And I was really, you guys know me. If you've been following the channel for a little while, you guys know that trailer reactions are sort of a big deal for me. I love getting behind the hype of certain movies, video games, and other franchises when their trailers are first released. And I was really hoping that the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie would finally get its first trailer. Like, we've been looking forward to this one for literally years now, and I was hoping that now would be the time. Unfortunately, that was not the case, but all is not lost. At least we got a couple of really cool photos. So let's take a look at them right now. This first picture actually gets me kind of worried because years ago, before this movie ever really started production, it was still in its script writing phase and in pre-production, it was announced that the main character would be a brand new character who is a single dad and is supposed to be there so that the audience can connect better to the story and the world of Mortal Kombat. And I'm like, I don't like where this is going. Like, the fact that the people creating this movie have to make this brand new character just so they have someone, just so the audience can have a character to connect to, raises some red flags to me, because that might mean that they're not very appreciative of the world, that they don't respect it enough, that they feel that the audience cannot connect with a single character or story beat or whatever without a brand new one that represents them. And he's like a single dad or something, and it just screams of, oh, the audience, you gotta care for this guy, he's a single dad and he's struggling and stuff. It just feels to me that the people creating this might be a bit too detached to the characters, that they can't humanize them in some way and have to create this dramatically new character for the audience. Hopefully I am wrong, but that's what I'm feeling right now. And, again, hopefully that is not the case, and this turns out to be an awesome new character, and the rest of the movie is great. So just reading off of IGN Southeast Asia, it says that the photo we're reviewing is of Cole Young, played by Lewis Tan. And Tan says that Young is a washed-up MMA fighter who bears a birthmark in the shape of the Mortal Kombat symbol on his chest. Let's look at that. Oh, you can't see it in this shot. Maybe we'll see it in some of the other shots. Mysterious marking propels him onto a journey with Sonya Blade, who leads him to the temple of a thunderous elder god known as Lord Raiden, where he comes into contact with a group of highly skilled fighters. So Cole Young, right? I'm saying that right. Cole Young is the new chosen one. He has the birthmark of the Mortal Kombat dragon somewhere on his chest. What? That's I don't quite like that. Like, what are we doing here? When we first meet Cole, he's in a really bad spot, Tan told the outlet. He's down on his luck. He's kind of washed up. He's kind of a washed-up MMA fighter who used to be a champion, who used to believe in himself, lots of Eustace, to have a lot of hope in his career. It's all gone down the drain. It's a very interesting place for a hero to start, and I think that along the journey of Mortal Kombat and Cole discovering where he comes from, you're introduced to all these other iconic characters and elements that everybody loves so dearly. At the temple, Cole and the others will spend their time training for a high-stakes tournament to defeat the invading enemies from Outer World? Outer World. They're okay. Stuff's being changed now. It's not Outworld, it's Outer World, if this IGN article is any sort of accurate. So again, that's a bit worrying in my opinion. Alright, so let's go through the rest of these pictures. So that's Cole Young in some underground MMA tournaments. doing like an arm bar on some dude. I will say that the cinematography looks great. The atmosphere in this shot is amazing, and hopefully it looks even better when it's in motion. Sonya Blade. Okay. Sonya Blade and Kano. Okay, two things. Actors look great, but I did mention this during the Mortal Kombat movie skins pack trailer reaction that I did a couple of weeks ago or something, where I thought that Sonya Blade's Mortal Kombat movie outfit was kind of bland and boring, like her all black, not really soldier, not really MMA uniform that she wore. And this is clearly a callback to that, and I feel the same. It's sort of bland, you know? It's like, it's boring is what it is. What she's wearing. It's really generic, in my opinion. But again, like, these are just photos. This is why I react to trailers better. Because, like, you can give as much reaction as you can to the photos, and at the end of the day, your reaction can be super off because things look very different when they're in motion versus, like, they're just photos, you know? But yeah, that's my first opinion on this. My other thing is, it looks like they're going for actual martial arts moves. Again, like MMA and things that work in real life versus like the vast majority of the choreography of the original Mortal Kombat movie and in many martial arts movies where the moves are made primarily for TV and movie. They're moves adapted from real life, but in the end, how the moves are executed and timed and things like that are completely fictional. But and I remember, like, I think it was like the Jax actor said this, like he had like an interview last year in 2019 where he said that they were trying to make the story grounded, and maybe this is what he means by that, more grounded martial arts versus like more fantastical ones. Again, I hope they balance that out, that it's not everything is super grounded, because it's Mortal Kombat. It's like, this is the story of characters like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, and Goro, you know? So it's super fantastical by nature. And putting a bit of grounded nature there is okay, as long as the overall execution is good and you pay respect to the mythology and all of this. But I hope they don't go overboard and like the identity of Mortal Kombat gets lost in all of this. Which again, I'm already worrying about because of the whole Cole Young thing. It says here that this is Josh Lawson as Kano and Jessica McNamee as Sonya Blade. Again, they look the part. It's just what they're wearing kind of generic in my opinion. Okay, so note here is that this is Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero / Bihan and Hiroyuki Sanada as Scorpion / Hanzo Hasashi in New Line Cinema's action-adventure Mortal Kombat. Yeah, so going off of the last thing I said about the characters, what the characters are wearing are like super generic and kind of forgettable. These guys are wearing something super appropriate and like eye-catching, you know, with the whole blue and brown and yellow and all of that. That's good. What the hell is Bihan carrying? I get that it's some sort of a dagger or something, like a sharp implement in Scorpion's shoulder or trapezius or something, but it looks super weird. That's a good thing. Mortal Kombat being super weird is actually a good thing. So I love this photo. The first three photos are like, I don't, these are alright, but this one is the first one I really like. Moving on. What is the note here? Ludi Lin as Liu Kang and Max Wang as Kung Lao. Ludi Lin was the Black Ranger, right? Yeah, Ludi Lin was the Black Ranger in that last Power Rangers movie. And I remember he did a really... I mean, overall, the cast of that... The overall execution of that movie was not great. But the cast was pretty good, in my opinion. And Ludi Lin delivered. He was really good in that movie. And I'm really excited that he is Liu Kang. I love that casting. Hey, look at it! Look at him! He looks the part! Not so sure about the fire effects right now, but of course these are like early promotional images. And who's Kung Lao? Max Huang. Have no idea who that is, but look at their outfits. They look great. Alright? The outfits stand out. They look like what the characters should wear, and they look great in my opinion. Okay, I love this even more than the previous one. Next. Oh, look at that. That's a good shot. Again, not too sure about the flame effects on his hands, but again, I do realize that these are early promotional images. More images of Ludi Lin as Liu Kang and Max Wang as, I hope I'm saying that right, as Gung Lao. This is a great image. This is my favorite image so far. Love it. I also love the Shaolin Temple background that they're in. Looks really good. Wow. Okay. This image is impressing me very much. Next image. How many more do we have? Oh! Look at this. Mekad Brooks. Again, I hope I'm saying that right. Terribly sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, sir. As Major Jackson Jax Briggs. So, this image is interesting because I'm like, Jax already has his cyborg arms within the first movie? Because I was like, well, I mean, reflecting on the Mortal Kombat animated movie that Warner Brothers put out, like, what was that? I think that was just last year, right? I did a movie review of that. Jax loses his arms during the movie. And it was the same in, like, 2011, was it? Mortal Kombat 9 story mode that everyone loves, including me, of course. He loses his arms as early as possible just so he can get to his more accepted look with the cyborg arms as quickly as possible. Does he start out with the cyborg arms, or is this like a shot near the end of the movie where he like loses his arms maybe somewhere in the middle and he has the cyborg arms at the end? Or are these even cyborg arms? Is it like, maybe it's like in Mortal Kombat Annihilation where they're just armored arms, you know? They're just two pieces of armor. We don't know, but either way, I love the look of his cyborg arms. And Mekad Brooks, again, I'm terribly sorry for mispronouncing your name, sir, looks great as Jax. Love this one. I still think the previous one is still the best looking photo thus far, but this one's pretty good. This one's pretty hot. What's this one? Josh Lawson as Kano. Oh, that's interesting. I love all the scars and stuff to the periphery of his cyborg eye. He clearly has a cyborg eye in this one. It looks great. It doesn't look nearly as perfect as the actor whose name escapes me at the moment that they got for Kano for the first Mortal Kombat movie back in 94, 95. But he looks good as Kano. Maybe he'll get the metal plate over the thing within the movie, and this is just how he starts out. This is the look he has when Sonya's got him pinned down in that earlier shot. I like Kano's face here, but his sort of generic clothing is kind of turning me off. Again, like I already mentioned, things look different in motion. Maybe it's not so bad in the actual movie or in the actual first trailer whenever that drops. Oh, look at this! Again, another photo of Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero / Bihan. For those that don't know, Sub-Zero is my favorite Mortal Kombat character of all time. I've been meaning Sub-Zero since literally the first one. Back in, what, when did that come out? 92? 93? This photo is great. It's not nearly as great as the Liu Kang Kung Lao one. Primarily because it's a very clear shot of the two characters. It's very dynamic. The background is clear around them, and you get a sense of the story and scope and things like that. Now, I love this one. This one is my second favorite. Primarily because of the bias, because this is my favorite character of all time within this franchise. And probably my third favorite is this one. The Jax arms just look super hot. The reason why it's not as good as the Liu Kang one, because you don't get a sense of the background, like where he is. It's too much of a close-up. So I can't even get a good grasp of his mask and helmet and all of that. The top part of his mask looks really good. It has this like organic feel to it that I like. And I'm sort of, I mean, you sort of just get glimpses of the actual mouth plate. But it looks like it has a very intricate and detailed metallic design that I'm liking so far. And I like his ice blue eyes. And the fact that he's creating that ice sword that he's been using quite a bit, I think ever since Mortal Kombat 9, I don't know. Again, this second favorite photo. Let's move on. Oh no! Is it the last one? Was that already 9? Was that 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, no, it was 9. Oh, God. Well, at the very least, let's review the photos and give my last impressions. Again, I'm a bit worried because of this whole Cole Young situation they have going on. Sonya and Kano look a bit bland, though I really love Kano's scars and his robot eye and things like that. By far, my favorite photo is this one because you get a clear view and sense of the characters. This photo is much less dramatic, but I like it because you get more of the detail in their costuming. Jack's arms look amazing in my opinion, and this one is just my second favorite because it's my favorite character of all time, despite the fact that you don't really get a clear look of him because of the nature of the close-up. Oh, I missed one. This one is also great, although they don't look like their characters yet. Although you do get a sense of the amount of blood and maybe gore. Again, I have no idea what Bihan's supposed to be carrying there. So, I'm a bit mixed on the photos. Some of them look great, some of them look meh, but the really great ones, the Liu Kang, Sub-Zero, Jax ones, can make me forgive the meh ones. I am just, again, I have to be honest here, I'm really worried about this whole Cole Young thing. Like, I don't know why they needed to create this brand new character. Is he supposed to be Johnny Cage? Because there's been no hint that Johnny Cage is in this at all. Alright, so these are the confirmed characters, or confirmed as far as this IMDb page is accurate. How accurate that is, we don't know. We'll find out in April. Okay, so we have Sonya Blade, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Kano, Liu Kang, Jax, Shang Tsung. That's great. I mean, that's the obvious choice for the villain for the first movie. Hopefully there's going to be more if this one is good. Mileena! Huh. There's Mileena, but no Kitana. That's interesting. Nitara. That's weird. And Cabal. Emily Young is Cole's daughter. Yeah, he's a single dad. Let's see. So again, no Johnny Cage. So there's no Johnny Cage. So I'm thinking Cole Young is a Johnny Cage replacement, and he like maybe changes his name by the end of the movie to Johnny Cage. If that's the case, that's a bit better. Because Johnny Cage, it's obviously like a screen name, right? He has like an actual real name aside from that. So maybe that's the story of this one. In that case, that's all right. Although Johnny Cage is, again, one of my favorite... If you guys didn't know, Johnny Cage is one of my absolute favorite Mortal Kombat characters, aside from like Scorpion and some of the other ninjas. My favorite characters are by far the ninjas, then Johnny Cage. It's pretty much how I roll in terms of my fandom of this franchise. If that is true, I like that, just so you give more depth to the character of Johnny Cage. Because Johnny really doesn't have much of a background aside from that. He's a movie star action hero that is loosely based on Van Damme, right? That's about it. So if you give him more meat to his backstory like that, like he has a past as Cole Young, and then he becomes Johnny Cage, that's interesting in my opinion. Also, like, if that is the case and Johnny Cage is the new chosen one and not Liu Kang, it sort of follows the Mortal Kombat X/10 story, where Johnny Cage is the one using his green mystic energy, is the one that takes down Shinnok and passes on that power to his daughter, Cassie Cage. So maybe they're going with that sort of thing where at first they think Liu Kang is the chosen one, but it's actually Johnny Cage. But are we circling back also to Fire God Liu Kang a few movies down the line? We don't know. This movie seems to be taking its own like identity in terms of the story, so we'll have to see. So those are my honest thoughts on the photos that have been revealed for the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie showing this April on HBO Max. Again, some of them wowed me, some of them were just plain meh. Now I want to know what you guys think. Did you love all of the photos? Did you hate all of the photos? Please leave me a comment down below so we can talk more about it there. This has been Asian Action Actor. If you like my reaction to the Mortal Kombat 2021 movie photos, please click like down below and subscribe so you won't miss any of my awesome content. And while you're here, you might want to check out the other trailer reactions that I've already done on my channel.